People often care about not important things. News of celebrities and famous people, information that's mostly spread and pushed with the help of social media and TV channels, and they may be ignorant to a lot of things that are very important. That's why I want to share my review about this movie that's called Don't Look Up with Leonardo DiCaprio. So, a group of non-famous scientists found out that a comet will hit the Earth after 6 months. And that comet can cause a big extinction. So they called the NASA, and NASA told them to go to the president to talk with. But the president prioritized the scandal about candidates or election instead of learning about the situation. So those scientists had to spend a night in the hotel waiting to meet the president. In the next day, they finally met the president and her son. They didn't take their warning seriously, and the son of the president made fun of them. So when they realized that the president will not help them, they just decided to release this information to the press. And this information was considered as classified. Like, for some reason, when something is related to people and it's so important, only the government should know about that, and the information should be kept as a secret. So mostly politicians can save themselves, but not citizens. There was a rich and famous guy who is the owner of a big company, and he's in touch with the president as well, so he didn't care about the information as well. The scientist was finally accepted in a TV channel, but the journalists didn't care that much about what they are talking about, and they also made fun of them. The scientist was in shock how ignorant they are. Instead, they were talking about celebrities who break up and want to date again. So they created memes about these scientists. Then they showed them the results after their presentation. So the celebrities who were talking about their breakup were more famous on social media, on TV than them. One of the scientists became a meme, and the other, mostly people were talking about his appearance. So mostly everywhere the political agenda was supported. So those scientists were considered as conspiracy theorists. Then people started creating crazy memes, and only when they created bad memes about the president decided to be involved in the situation. So she decided to arrest those scientists, bring them to her office, and she apologized about ignoring them. And the president herself said that they are doing this only to support the elections and to support her company, of course. So the president decided to take advantage from this and showed to people how she cares about them. So she said that they have a plan to destroy this comet, and that they will launch a spacecraft that will strike the comet using a nuclear weapon. And finally, people start taking those scientists seriously. And the event finally went viral in the internet. Finally, it gets the attention it deserves. So the day of the launch came, and the event was broadcasted globally. And everyone were happy because the comet will be gone soon. But that guy, the famous guy with a powerful company, went to talk to the president. And people were shocked seeing the spacecraft coming back. So the mission was cancelled, and people were in shock. So they called those scientists to explain them why they stopped the mission. So it turns out that this famous guy with a big company who is in touch also with the president decided to take advantage from the comet itself. And he said that it has rare minerals, and those minerals can be used. Like, those are useful to make new phones. So he decided to send spacecraft there to collect those minerals instead of destroying all the comet. And they decided to make those minerals from the comet fall on the earth and gather them after. They thought mostly about their profit, but not about the security of all the earth. And most of the scientists were against this, but mostly they were silenced. And you know how people could be silenced in social media. So the scientists told to people that the president will allow the comet to hit the planet just to take a profit from that. So people start creating mess in the cities, and FBI again arrested one of the scientists and accused her of sharing classified information. So they told her that they will let her go only if she signs a deal with them that she will not talk about the comet anymore. And she had to sign it. So she came back to her city, and even her parents didn't accept her because they support mostly the government. So she found a work and started working as a cashier in a supermarket. She found some friends and she joined their group. And she just started to hang out with them and not caring anymore about what's going on. But the other scientists decided to stay with the president and do his best to fix the situation, to solve the problem, but he couldn't. And he appears in one of the TV shows again and finally loses control. So he starts calling people why they are not worrying about the comet that will destroy the Earth. Because people start believing that's not real. And he called out also all the scientists who are not agreeing with him. And he said that all the administration lost their mind. And of course he was arrested after that. And he also had to sign the same deal that he will not talk about this issue anymore. But the comet became very close to the Earth and all people start seeing it. So those scientists met and recorded the comet and asked the world to see it. And they started a movement of people telling others, look up. Just like now what's going on about these chemical trails that you see on the sky. A lot of people are sharing those videos. Because before, when we were seeing the planes, they were leaving those traces, but those trails were disappearing. Now those traces are turned to clouds. And mostly people who are talking about chemical trails are considered conspiracy theorists. So the same situation is here. But people start creating videos about what's going on even now in the real world. So these scientists start gaining the support of people. Even the singers start creating about this issue songs. And, and the president created a movement to tell people to not look up. So most the people who support the president, they supported this movement. But anyway, the mess started being bigger and a lot of protests were created. But despite of the American government didn't support this, the Indian and Chinese and Russian governments, they decided to do something against this comet. And they launched their spacecrafts to destroy the comet. But their launches failed, and the comet started being closer and closer to the Earth. And finally, even those people who were supporting the president and telling to not look up start looking up. But the scientists, they understood that it's too late to do something. So they come back to one of the family of scientists and they all invited their friends. They start also praying, knowing that the comet will surely strike the Earth. So the politicians realized that they have to run to another planet. Because the mission of that rich and famous guy about taking the minerals from the comet failed. And all of the spacecraft were sent to the comet were destroyed. And they realized that they will be dead for sure if they stay on the planet. So most of the millionaires decided to go to a spaceship to other planets. And of course, this mission is secret. Of course, it's all done from the taxes of people. And the president were so in hurry that she forgets about her son. So the president decided to offer a place for the scientist anyway, but he refused. He decided to stay with his family until the end. And people around the world just accepted their destiny and start looking at very close comet that will hit the Earth for sure. So in the end, they showed how they all decided to ignore that they will die and they just start talking about other stuff, not related to the comet, but in the end they were all burned. And they showed in the end how the son of the president were safe. He just started taking a selfie, and as well they showed how those elites and rich people already get to the other planet. And the funny thing that this planet, it has animals or creatures that can eat people, and they ate them all. And that's the end of the movie. It's really a great movie I liked a lot, about the ignorance of people, about how famous agenda could be more important than the most important thing, about how humanity can lose itself. It's also about group psychology, just like I created in my previous video. That's it about this video. Thank you for watching. See you in my next videos, and goodbye.